Gentlemen, ladies, today I need your undivided best. The most important people in the world are in our care. So muck in and get it right.
Always, Chief.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
This is Cheapseat Reviews.
Hello, and thank you for listening to Cheapseat Reviews, the podcast that explores the Hollywood film industry for the greater good. This is episode 139, and tonight we're talking about London Has Fallen. I am Sean Allred. And
Brexit all over again.
What? Yeah.
Brexit, yeah. I'm topical.
Yes, you are. Look at you. I'm Sean Allred, and joining me tonight is Andrew. Was that necessary? No. Jimison?
Yeah, give me. Well, yeah. Well, I gotta do this show real quick with these dumbasses. So let me give you a call back. All right, love you too. All right, bye.
Okay.
Oh, wait, am I not muted?
No!
For the first time in 39 episodes, you didn't mute yourself. Cornelius actually does have a Kevlar mattress, Logan.
The police shows your ally. You merely adopted them. I was born in them, molded by it, and they killed us all.
Okay, what were you molded by? Your accent was a little thick there, sir. I couldn't understand.
Sorry,
and your mask.
The deafening cold that I have right now.
Well, that too. No, seriously, what did you say? I couldn't understand you.
No, I was trying to do the Bane thing.
Oh, just the darkness.
I failed miserably.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine. Okay, and
yeah. Oh, and, fun fact for those that are playing at home. I currently have 101 fever.
Nice.
So.
Yay.
Well, then we'll make sure
we're on a corny watch.
We'll make sure to drag this show at least to 3 hours.
I hope so.
And Sam, when I say blow up the building, do it, Vector.
Yeah, I am apparently just full of. I'm actually full of Sam Adams and bad decisions tonight.
Nice. That's very appropriate. So pull up a comfy chair and dive in. So.
I kind of wish I'd watched that movie before Friday night, after I
made bad decisions.
I didn't make bad decisions. I mean, someone puts 3 shots on your table, you take those shots.
Maybe. I mean, I guess it depends on who it is and what's the shot of.
In plastic shot glasses. That's
yeah, I mean, if it's
classy.
like 3
it must have been a classy establishment.
It was.
It's 3. Oh, seriously. So I'm eating pizza. It was a local pizza place, actually very, very good. And this guy walks up and goes, "Hey man, want some shots?" I was like, no. And he dropped them off and walked away. I was like, seriously, I don't want. And he's like, no, it's fine. I was like, I'm by myself. He's like, oh, you'll be fine. I was like, all right, cool.
Promoting drinking and driving. Good job, Shelby.
I had a pizza. I was fine.
Oh, okay. Okay, if there's any way I can remember to tell you this story off air, I will. But remind me about, if you guys can, and if I don't remember, somebody using that very same. I had food. I was okay. Anyway, because I don't want to bore people on air with it, and it's frankly not appropriate.
I'm already yawning
for the podcast. So let's dive in. So let's get this out of the way first, gentlemen. Tonight, as we record, we sit roughly 20 hours, 18 hours into the new president-elect of the country, Donald J. Trump. What your views and opinions of that are fine, and the 4 of us have our own views and opinions of that as well, and this is not the forum or the place to do that. All I'm going to say is that we're really looking forward to tonight to kind of distract us from the real for a little while. So if we sound just a little bit more grumpy than usual, that might tell you all you need to know. That's all I'm going to say on it.
I got to be honest with you. I got to say this now, but Vermin Supreme was my guy, and we'll try again next year.
Yeah.
Or sorry. Next time.
Through a trivia question, through something else completely unrelated to this, I learned that the Prohibition Party is still a thing, and they still have, as of not this past election, but it was, the trivia question was from last election, the Romney Obama one, and they collected, quote, 511 votes for their party in the state of Louisiana. That's it. Anyway,
that's like the worst convention ever.
The Prohibition Party, exactly. Like
the Prohibition Party convention, they must what do you think they go, Omaha? What do you think the Prohibition convention would be housed?
You would think somewhere
Omaha.
Would think somewhere like in Salt Lake, truth be told.
Carolina.
I'd see somewhere in Utah.
Actually, okay, we're getting a little off topic, but I'm only going to say this.
No,
we're gonna
never.
Move on. But this is funny. So I now live in South Carolina, so I'm now privy to the goings on. Well, in fairness, we had some of that. In fairness, we had that happening in North Carolina too. So.
That's true.
Yes.
But it's not as awesome as it is in South Carolina.
Yeah, it's a little bit more open.
They got cars that jump things.
Yes, we do. And then anyway, so they voted in 2016, this election, that some of the larger cities here are now allowed to sell wine and beer on Sundays.
Oh my gosh!
This is
just now?
Yeah, I'm serious. Oh. Like as of January 1, 2017, because they voted yes, privately owned establishments will be able to sell beer and wine.
Now, don't you still have to wait till noon in North Carolina?
That might be a thing, yeah, but
I believe it's still, because every time I go to church, and I go to early church, and I get after church, get my drink on.
Oh,
they
okay, Sam.
They won't let me drink.
Your Skype completely screwed up. So literally, all we heard was, "I go to church, blah 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 blah," and then I get my drink on. That's literally all we heard.
And this is how service goes.
Isn't that how most people do it?
Yeah, that's tradition. Tradition.
It's tradition. Anyway, so we're done.
Say Sam's service goes, and Christ be with you.
That's right.
I will say I was at a Lutheran church in High Point that the pastor, apparently it's tradition in some places to drink the entirety of the remaining wine from communion.
Yeah.
So literally half of a bottle of wine.
Oh my God.
He guzzled in front of the church.
And that sermon was fantastic.
I turned to Kimberly, my mouth, like my jaw is on the ground, like, what just happened?
Hey guys, so if you're curious as to what I'm doing, it's the tradition here that I just came up with that I'm supposed to finish this bottle.
Just came up with.
So peace be with me and you.
Oh, it's great. All right, so back to London Has Fallen. 2016's London Has Fallen. It's the sequel to Olympus Has Fallen, which you guys claim we've done for the show, but I don't believe you because I don't remember doing it. But
it's on our list.
Yeah, it also happened last night.
So he's talking about his pants.
Is that what he calls them? His pants are referred to as Olympus. Oh no, we don't need to go there. Anyway, so who had seen this movie before this showing, this viewing, this? It was half of us, right? It was like, right? You and Andrew, you and I were the two that seen it, and Corny and Sam had not, correct?
I had not seen this. No,
you are correct, sir.
All right, fantastic. So I'm looking forward to this. So before we get into our initial reviews, Andrew, please enlighten us the details of Olympus. London Has Fallen.
Zeus, Hera.
All right. In London, for the Prime Minister's funeral, Mike Banning discovers a plot to assassinate all the attending world leaders.
It's not right
Don't
at all.
tell us much. But
That's not even right.
That's not, yeah.
Is that what IMDb says?
That's what IMDb says.
That's not right. He doesn't.
That is not this movie.
He doesn't discover a plot. He's there. People start shooting, and then he survives.
Well, I mean, he discovers it by getting shot at.
I mean, it's like Sherlock Holmes.
He doesn't even discover it. He is told, "Hey, it was a plot."
Right? Yeah. That sucks. Anyway, whatever.
It really does.
Screw you, IMDb, for ruining that.
Had one job.
You had one job. I mean, you do find in other things, but that was not one of them. Wow, people didn't like this movie. That's really interesting. But, well, it doesn't matter what they think. It matters what we think.
Yes.
Which is why we get paid the big bucks.
We are the experts here.
That's right, we are. So, Andrew, sir, your I guess you've seen this before, so your initial thoughts for this viewing.
Yeah. So I saw this shortly after it was released on Blu-ray or DVD somewhere, Redbox, one of those things. And I really enjoyed it the first time. It's very much a man movie, so to speak, or women that happen to like blowing shit up. And if you like that, you will like this movie. If you like a lot of action and shooting people in the foreheads and blowing shit up, then you will enjoy everything about this. The plot itself, I thought was inventive. I don't know if they pulled it off as well as they could have, but I won't say the plot. The storyline, I guess that's the same thing.
Yeah, same thing.
I enjoyed learning about as it went on. I felt like this could be a real-world situation, and luckily and hopefully our real-world terrorists won't ever be this smart to plan something like this. But if they watch this movie, maybe they'll get a heads up. So yeah, that's about what it is. I enjoyed it. The second time around, I saw a few things that bothered me. Some of the acting, some of the misplaced comedy, which I appreciated because I am a fan of comedy. But after I get shot at or fall through a shaft, I don't really make jokes about it because that happens to me on a regular basis when I fall down shafts.
You damn right.
Do I have any?
Other than that, I enjoyed it. I thought it was well done.
All right. Okay. What?
Who?
Let me get this straight. She gets what she needs. You get what you need. And I get the shaft.
That's all the thing I got. That's the only thing I have for Shaft. Sorry. I think that was early enough in our days of recording that I didn't have any audio clips for. So
I was trying to think, where movie is that from?
The Rundown.
The movie The Shaft.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Or Shaft.
Corny.
Yeah, what's up? So initial thoughts were, and Andrew's right. This was a guy movie. This was a testosterone-filled romp through destruction of a country that we aren't in. So that means in the American world, we're gonna blow everything up because that's what we do. But I'll be honest with you, I liked Olympus Has Fallen much better than this. I think I was more worried in that movie as a moviegoer, but this one, it was just it was like playing Black Ops. You got one rogue guy, and it was like, all right, I need weapons, cool, no problem. And actually the only problem I really had with this is the fact that the president was like, hey, maybe you shouldn't kill him as hard, and he's like, nah, F that, and then would do it anyway. I couldn't get that. I mean, he's stabbing a guy in the eye, and the president goes, no, we don't go to that level, and it's Bannon's just like, yeah, maybe we do. You know, I know killing is bad, but maybe this will be fun. But I guess my overall impression was that I'm kind of blah about this movie. It's it is the movie of my favorite genre, the blow 'em up, destruction, fire. But it's not. I don't know. There's just something missing in it for me.
All right. Hey. Okay. Oh. Sam.
This was my first time seeing this one. Of course, I really enjoyed Olympus. I thought it was a fun throwback action thriller. This movie couldn't have come at a better time for me. I started this movie at 5:15 this morning and watched it in rapture. I actually watched this movie from beginning to end and enjoyed every single minute of it. It has flaws. It has horrible flaws. It has bad acting. It has some bad writing, and the terrorists are omnipotent, and there's explodium everywhere, and what was I going to say? And the CGI is absolutely horrendous.
Yeah.
But I had a blast watching a good old-fashioned action film. You know, Sean, I don't care what you say. This was a fun film to watch.
Wait, why are you attacking me?
Because you don't let him have fun with his
Wait,
movie.
hold on.
Yeah, you're kind of a mean person.
You're a mean one, Mr. Shaw.
So I just realized real quick, Sam, the reason why I don't remember doing this movie, it was this Olympus Has Fallen. It was the second film we did. So that's why I don't remember it, because it was like it was like 3 years ago or something. Anyway.
Yeah.
Dementia setting in.
I like it forever.
Okay. Hang in there, Sam.
This film.
Hey, Sam, wait, stop for a sec.
You sound like Orville Redenbacher.
Yeah, your Skype is terrible. So you're really crunchy and hard to understand. So I'm gonna hang up on you real quick and let's reinitialize. Okay, so just hang in there. All right. So sorry for this, guys, but I want to hear what Sam has to say, and I actually
do. You really?
No, I really do. Add back to call. Okay, so hang in there. All right, we're back recording. Okay, sorry about that. So, Sam, you were saying something profound and inspirational, and I forgot what it was.
I call shenanigans.
Yeah, I do believe I was saying that we shouldn't listen to you or your comments on this film if they're in any way negative.
You have negative things to say about the movie, and you've already said once, so stop it.
No, but this movie is good for what it was made to do: entertain, and just have fun. And I had fun watching this thing. I needed a good action. I just needed some people getting shot this morning.
Fictional people.
Fictional. Yes, of course.
Okay, good. Okay, yep. So I'm just. Oh, what is happening? I'm sorry. I'm on IMDb, and all of a sudden, this like advertisement for a horror flick just like took over my whole screen, and I just kind of got scared for a second.
I
know, right? I'm done with that. So, Olympus Has Fallen. Okay, so that was our first movie that we did, the first one, like I've already said. So this is obviously the sequel, and my initial review was this. I watched this a while ago when it first hit the red box, and I watched it with my wife and I think maybe my in-laws. I can't remember. And I had a blast, and it was fun, and I laughed out loud hysterically, like tears coming down my face when the president said, "Was that necessary?" No. I thought it was hysterical. I really did. And then since then, I have seen Olympus Has Fallen again. And then I watched this one and was like, wow, Olympus Has Fallen is a way better movie. Yeah. So I think the thing that Corny, was it Corny? I've already forgotten. I'm sorry. Corny or Andrew, I can't remember. One of you said you felt like it was missing something. The one thing that I thought that was really great about Olympus Has Fallen is that you knew that that Jack Banning is the hero. Like, we know he's going to succeed, whatever. We get it. But there were moments where you felt like he was in actual peril. And, like there was a couple moments there where I was like, is he going to get the kid out? And, I felt like it was an actual struggle for him to be successful. Mm-hmm. Whereas in this movie, it felt like Like you said, you're playing Black Ops, right? Like he would get hurt, and then you just got to go hide and wait for you hit the button, and then then you get healed, right? And then the helicopter comes and drops an ammo crate, right? Like he was never want for ammo ever, throughout the game. Throughout his level, as he kept getting progressively closer to the boss, he was able to actually procure bigger and better guns, which is funny. So usually it's the opposite. And
not to mention, there were many a scene where it was almost POV, jumping over things, jumping through things.
Yeah.
You're right there over his shoulder, doing it with him.
Yeah, there was a couple of times I thought they did some really cool camera work. There's one where when he runs on the scaffolding to jump into the building they'd just blown a hole in. This is during the final scene. The camera
the Jason Bourne scene?
Yeah, the camera dude went with him, which was cool. Yeah. Just like in Jason Bourne. The third Jason Bourne movie, you guys know what I'm talking about. He jumps off the roof and onto the balcony, whatever. The camera guy goes with him, which is really cool. And, it's not hard to do, but it's still a cool shot. So, like, that impressed me. The bad helicopter CGI, whatever, it's fine. It was only
the bad smoke effects.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like Birdemic bad, but it was bad. It wasn't great, but it didn't bother me really. Just the little things that bother me, and this is only because, and I only know these things because a buddy of mine is in the Navy.
In the Navy.
Yeah, there you go. And that's why I paused. And so I only reason why I even know these things, like Marine 1 is whatever the helicopter designation is for the president, right? It's not like that helicopter is Marine 1 and that one over there is Marine 2 and that one is Marine 3. Marine 1 is whatever the one he's on. Marine 2 is whatever the vice president is on. There's no such thing as Marine 3. Doesn't exist. So, anyway.
Well, couldn't you call something Marine 3?
No, there'd be no reason to.
I have a Frisbee here next to me. If I throw it, I'm going to call it Marine 3. Wouldn't it be a flying Marine 3?
I mean, sure, if that's what you want to call it, but that's not what the country
The
recognizes.
call sign of this Frisbee is now Marine 3.
I mean, that's fine.
Only if the Speaker of the House throws it.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
I don't know what just happened, but I like it.
Yeah, it's like in the movie Air Force One. They actually did this thing right. Was when they do the really miraculous thing where they're able to get him on the zip line and he gets into that C-130. They say we're changing our call sign to Air Force One because it's whatever plane the president is on. So anyway,
yeah.
So like that, I know that's super like insignificant little things. And the other thing I kind of got annoyed by was, again, decision making. Unless you were Banning or the president or the only black guy or the only two black guys in the movie, you were making bad decisions. It was like everyone in this movie made bad decisions, including the helicopter pilot. He killed Angela Bassett. It's his fault because
why?
You're in a helicopter. Go up. Like,
that is true.
Get out of the range.
Get out of range from Stinger missiles.
My gosh. Anyway, it's just dumb. But I will say this, in full disclosure: the first time I saw it, and kind of the second time, when both of the helicopters had run out of flares, Marine 2 was like, "We're gonna make the sacrifice," and they just put themselves in front of the missile. I was like, "That's actually kind of awesome," like.
Well, they would do that,
right? And I wonder.
No, they would.
Like,
yeah,
we are giving our lives to save the president, and that there's a nobility and an honor, and a thing that a lot of people don't understand about why people who are in the armed services do what they do, and in that 5 seconds of that moment, I got chills, and I was like, man, this is what it's about. And then we went back to ridiculous. So. My initial thought is I had fun with this movie, but seeing it the second time, it's not really that good.
It doesn't hold up.
It doesn't really hold up. No. And the thing that kind of annoyed me was that not only are the bad guys omniscient, which we learned they have help from on the inside from British McDouchebag, but Banning was also pretty omniscient. Like they were like the scene at the end when he's in the room, like it's a dark house and there's two guys running down the hall and he knew exactly when one was going to come out, having never even looked down that hall. He just knew one was coming out to shoot him in the head, and then the other guy was there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was like even John Wick is looking at this going, damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, so anyway, so the director is Babak Najafi? I don't know. He's
Atrophy.
His muscles have stopped working. He's from Tehran, Iran. So or Iran, sorry. And this is really the only big budget movie he's ever done. He did something else called Easy Money 2, Hard to Kill, which I've never heard of, and it has no one I've heard of ever. So this was kind of his first foray. So to give you an idea, the guy that directed Olympus Has Fallen was Antoine Fuqua, who...
Whoa.
I know. We made those jokes before. This is the guy that directed Training Day. Okay? Like,
Okay.
that's a good movie. Like, a really good movie. And
Still never seen it.
And he just did...
My dog.
That's a good movie. You should watch it.
Is it really?
It will be one of the few
You've never seen
times...
Training Day?
It will be
Never
one of
seen
the few
Training Day.
times in your life that you will legitimately hate Denzel. That's all I'm going to say.
No, not Denzel.
Dude,
Oh, yeah.
Dude,
Oh,
you
yeah.
will hate him on a new level.
King Kong ain't got nothing on me.
Oh, my gosh. Such a good movie.
That's crazy.
It is a good movie.
Wow.
He also just did the Magnificent Seven remake, which I really want
I
to see.
know. I really want to see that.
And
too.
I heard a lot of
Yeah.
good things. So he is a good director with a good pedigree, and he did not do this movie, which is a shame because it would have been better, I think. I don't know. I think like the first one I think was really cool because basically it was Die Hard at the White House, and this one they tried to basically make it like almost like a buddy cop. And I just don't think it works. So, anyway, that's fine. Where's my? I need words to say. What? Oh, so this movie is also full of tropes, right? You've got your what? Your guy's about to retire trope, wants to retire trope, and then of course
Get over this.
and then at the end of the movie, of course, he doesn't. Because I had a big traumatic experience and I can't. The president can't live without me. Clearly, my gosh. You have the everyone else in the world is inept at their job except the hero. The more I'm talking about it, the more I'm actually getting grumpy about the movie. Because, like, did the bad guy just have all these motorcycle dudes just standing by just in case a car got away? Like, they came...
I would say, yeah.
They came out
I would say, yeah, you've got to have contingency plans.
Dude, this guy had lots of contingency plans. And
This guy was prepared for a lot of stuff. I mean, it was a well thought out
Yeah.
plan. It actually makes sense they would have these guys waiting.
Okay, I'm good with that. Bombing a wedding full of people to try to kill one dude, no wonder the world hates us. If that's real, that sucks. If that's
I'm sure
actually
we'd
how,
do it.
and that sucks if that's real because
Oh yeah.
Well, the statement was made that they didn't know that he was with his family.
right.
Yeah. I mean, I kept, pushing people at Sean's wedding, but
Apparently,
That's true.
and this is actually legitimate. At my wedding, Sam was there and
Yep.
had a moment where he, you sat back in your chair and clutched your chest to catch your breath, and the photographer took a picture and like called me, like the day I got back from the honeymoon, and was like, "Your friend here," and sent me a picture and was clutching his chest. He might want to go see a doctor because he might have a heart condition. Seriously.
I do believe I was your father-in-law helped with my condition that day.
Yeah.
And
He only gave you
also
like
I was
seven.
dancing quite a bit at that wedding.
Yeah, he only gave you like 7
We
alcoholic
did dance a lot,
beverages.
didn't we?
Well,
Yes, we did.
we had to because it was all anyway. It doesn't matter. No one cares.
No,
It was a fun time. We had a good time.
it was more fun than the Pakistani wedding we just saw in this movie.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's just say that.
By Banning being paranoid, he moved up the schedule and is able to save the president. So, good job on him. And it's funny because it comes across in the movie as he's being an asshole, right? Well, you didn't tell me you were coming. That's how you keep a secret because we're Americans and we do things our own way. And And I don't know, and this is another thing that kind of bothered me about the movie, right? American president shows up, Air Force One, we have the whole airport, right? Which is true. That's how we do it. This airport that they went to is this little airport. It's not Heathrow or anything. And they take it over, right? But there's no way that the Italian prime minister would be on a little boat with two guys out there. He would have the same level of security just as the Japanese prime minister or whatever. There's no way he's in the back of a limo stuck in traffic. That doesn't happen. Diplomatic cars don't get stuck in traffic. Like, they have police escorts.
That's actually very true.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they have police escorts.
Yeah.
And
I mean, they don't have gondolas in London. The Italian guy, that was a little out of place.
Wow.
Well, I mean,
wow.
No, you're right, though, Corny. I mean, the joke is there, though. It's like, oh, he's Italian. Oh, we got to have him on a boat. Like, what? The only way it could have been more racist, Sam, is if they would have had a dude with a mandolin singing to him.
Yeah, or a guy with a pole pushing him along.
Yeah, or something like that.
I think that was the French president, actually.
Was it?
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh, you're
was
right.
the Russian guy in the church?
On top of the church.
Yeah, who was on the top of the church?
I
don't think it was Russia.
I thought he was
the Pope.
He was just a dude.
But somebody was up there, and then they bombed the church, right?
Yeah, but they made the comment that everyone was going to be there with the exception of the Russian president.
So it was Putin behind it. It also just seems strange that everyone else's death was perfectly executed and was easy. And because the Americans got their, what was their plan for the Americans? I mean, just
to capture the president, so they didn't go as hard. I'm like, they didn't have to.
Oh, that's right. You're right. That was the point, was to capture him. You're right.
But here's the thing, and here's the planning that had to take place to make this all happen is insane. Not only do you have British police officers who had to infiltrate the police force, you had the guy with the sticks on their head.
Yeah.
The fuzzy sticks on their head. What are they called?
The British Guard. I don't know what they're called, and I feel bad.
Yeah, several of those guys, which are highly trained, and there's a lot of stuff they go through to get to that point. To be able to have loaded weapons. Do they actually have loaded weapons? I don't think they did.
Well, I mean,
I thought police officers in Britain carried around sticks.
Well,
and whistles.
I think.
Well, it might be different when there's
maybe in the 1890s.
Oh, I say, please drop the gun. I have a billy club. I will beat you. Yeah.
With the little rounded helmet,
Yeah.
Tweet, get back here.
What was that?
Tweet.
The Queen's Guard is what they're referred to as.
Queen's Guard, thank you.
Well, and here's the other part about this. This is where we start to unravel the movie and things start getting.
But real quick, my point would be it would take more than 4 years to do that.
Two years, just 2.
Was it 2 years? I thought it was 4.
No, it's 2 years later.
Yeah, it would take well more than 2 years to do that.
And you're right. So what we're saying is that the only way it works is if those people genuinely enlisted and did the things required to become the things they needed to be.
But that's how sleeper cells work, right?
But we're talking did you guys see the movie Salt?
Yes.
I believe so.
With Angelina Jolie?
Oh yeah.
Andrew, did you say yes?
No, I never got to see it.
Oh.
I saw it.
Well, turn your ears off, Andrew. Basically, the concept spoiler alert, basically, in order for their sleeper cell to work, everyone in the that was in the ranks, right, they were literally bred to do this one job. It all led to this point over a lifetime of working, right?
Training.
But we're saying in 2 years that these people were able to get into the Queen's Guard and it's not like they just stole their clothes and uniforms and stuff, because these men, they lived together in a barracks, on the castle or ground or whatever. I hope I don't offend our English friend. Please send us an email to correct me if I'm wrong. But they all live together. They're a barracks. They're a group. So if 2 or 3 new dudes showed up, they would know. So So they would had to have somehow infiltrated within 2 years. So street cop in a uniform, I buy, because you can you know,
can get those.
You can get a costume, but anyway, so.
But to get access to Queensguard, no.
Yeah.
No.
So anyway, but again, whatever. It's a movie, right?
You have to suspend some disbelief.
Oh, absolutely,
in these types
absolutely.
of movies.
You know what the biggest and most egregious crime of this movie was, though? They had an Apple and a Dell product in the same movie. I couldn't believe
I hate to tell you, but that's entirely possible.
I know it's possible. In fact, that's the way this podcast was running for about 3 weeks or 4 weeks when Corny let me borrow his Dell laptop.
Yeah?
Yeah. So, anyway,
things blew up then, too.
I just thought it was funny, like, he's using a Mac to write his resignation letter, and then the British were using Dells to, oh, Corny, you're going to hate this. But that's how they were hacked, was because they were using Dells. I'm just teasing. I'm teasing. All right?
That's fair.
You PC people out there, just calm down, all right? It's fine. You know, it's not Dell's fault that someone on the inside used his password of 1 2 3 4 5. So
Yes, it is.
yeah, that was cool. What? Good thing he told the joke about the fish. I didn't take a whole lot of notes about this movie because once the action started, there was just really not a whole lot to note about. You know, like it was just bang, bang, here we go. I thought the scene in the subway was kind of cool. You know, shooting.
He blew them the hell up. Why did he wrap it in a newspaper?
So that they wouldn't hear the clink.
Oh.
Of the metal on the ground. It would be
Okay.
a surprise grenade. And the extra paper shrapnel he felt would hurt them more.
Absolutely.
Blowing him up in the building is ballsy. Did anyone I'm going to ask you guys, Sam and Andrew, Sam and Corny, sorry, for you didn't see it.
Okay.
Did you guys think, so you knew there was a mole, right? You knew from the beginning of the movie that there had to have been a mole because there was in the first movie. So, did you guess correctly on who it was?
No. I didn't even.
I did. I did when she showed up. When she got to.
When MI6 lady?
Yeah.
And her boss was like, "Why are you here?" And she's like, "There's a mole." And then they do that thing where like they get real quiet and awkward when that tall drink of water walked into the room. Yeah. He was a very tall man. I love it. He had a lovely voice.
Lovely soprano.
Yeah, he was not a soprano. Stop.
What?
I was just wondering because I didn't see it the first time either, but they barely put that guy on screen, so it's not like you had an opportunity to really kind of, figure it out anyway. Sorry, I'm looking for who that actor is. I can't find him.
Not credited.
No, he's credited. No, he's got a speaking role. He's credited. There's Morgan Freeman. What? Where are you? I can't find him. Anyway. I'm trying to just think of anything else. I've run out of my notes already. Just other tropes. What? Super hackers. Yeah, I don't know. Corny. We've talked about this in a bunch of movies. And does it bother you, or are you just immune to it? Like when hackers are able to just click a few things and completely shut down a city. Like, does that bother you ever, or are you just like, nah, it's fine?
If everything's set up to where you can run one process, then I'm okay with that. I set up a little program to shut down my computer, and within seconds, as opposed to going the whole process of shutting it down. But I can remotely activate that. So it doesn't bother me per se, but the level in which you would have to be able to access to do that. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure you can't access those sites off-site. Like, I'm pretty sure it's an enclosed area. So when I see stuff like that, I'm going, damn it, Hardison. Like, that's my thought.
Yeah.
But just because it does have an operating system doesn't mean you can't hack it. Actually, that's not entirely true, but the point is, I guess I've just gotten used to it because every movie does bad tech like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think they understand tech.
No, you're right. But that's
And
my
the film industry like takes advantage of that.
well, yeah. But again, But that's that's kind of my.
Although I don't know, in that movie, Swordfish, they did really. That was a great example.
I know you're being a jerk now.
Get the hell out. Get the hell out.
That is the worst. And I use that as my example for bad tech all the time. My God, it's the worst. Like
Hey,
I know
it had flying buses with people with collars and.
I am way more okay with the flying bus bit, and the bombs with ball bearings, than some dude with these little like 12-inch monitors on a structure that, forget about Dude Man that we watched in The Curse of Sleeping Beauty last week, that had just they were like tightly compact, but they were like on top of each other. I mean, these things were like 4 feet apart, right? I mean, like, this was like the setup for Buffalo Wild Wings to watch to watch sports, not to. And he constructed he's typing on code and spheres are floating. Like, what is he doing? Oh,
he's typing in 3 dimensions.
Oh, it sucks. That's so bad. And you don't show me a hacking. If you're going to show me it's so.
I knew by sheer mention of this that it would set you off. I love it. It's
so dumb. It sucks. Anyway, but you get to see Halle Berry naked, so go watch the movie. Anyway,
I've never noticed.
Yeah, right. They are lovely. So yeah, I was just wondering. I don't know. I guess it's just because so many movies just use it now. Like, we just either Hollywood's just like, well, people don't know how this stuff actually works, so it's okay if we just have Timothy Oliphant type in a couple, few lines of code and shuts down all of Washington D.C. and a whole power plant and stuff like that. Like, I don't know. Just at least they did something kind of right in that bad fourth Die Hard movie where they actually had to go to the power plant to shut it down and remote in because it wasn't on the grid, like you said, Corny. So at least they did that right.
You mean they didn't just shoot the generator and knock all the power out?
No, they didn't.
Nice.
I actually didn't have a problem with that part. I liked that. I mean, it was very Call of Duty. My gosh, that scene when they're storming that building, I felt. I mean, that was probably one of my favorite parts of the movie. Truth be told,
I will say I thought that was a well done.
it was shot really well. Yeah, and like, it was kind of intense there. I could, like, it's kind of like a video game. It was very cool, and like they showed him reloading and stuff. Like, it was probably one of the more believable moments of the movie. Though he was still attacking a building with 500 dudes in it or whatever, but.
They should have brought more men.
The only other thing that was kind of annoying was the death of your sub boss Cameron, which was funny because they called him Cameron. My name is Cameron. Oh, sure, Cameron. His death was not very satisfying. I don't know, like,
needed more pain.
I mean, like, burning to death is pretty awful, but like in Olympus Has Fallen, right? He tells the guy on the radio, if I find you, I'm going to stick my knife through your face or something like that. Like, he says it. And then he does. And it was great. Yeah. Like, not only does he stab the knife into his head, he then breaks off the blade into his head. Like, there was like a satisfying kind of moment there, right? Like, he got to be...
No, not coming back from this.
Yeah, he's not going to be in London Has Fallen. But... And this one, it was just kind of, he hits the button and it blows up, and the guy just like, oh, time to die, and then dies. And then the final bad guy, the boss, just gets hit by a camera, because it was a zoom and it died. So, whatever, it was fine. Just, no, there's not as much payoff, whatever, I don't know. It's fine. It's all fine. You ready for some clips?
Let's do it.
All right, here we go. Clip number 1, clippy clip.
Seriously? Hell, they make you out of bourbon and poor choices.
Having no idea that Sam was going to make his intro to that also. Here we go. Number 2, Morgan Freeman time.
As my man.
Mr. Vice President, how was your vacation, sir?
Son, do you have any idea
The joy a man feels pulling a 70-pound king mackerel out of the waters around Jekyll Island.
No, sir, I don't.
That makes two of us. And I have to wait until next year to find out. But thanks for asking.
Now,
the music in the back of that clip
Shawshank
It's way too much.
yeah.
does not fit. I mean, he's telling a joke,
Yeah.
and you have
a single tear rolling down my cheek as he tells the joke.
Yeah, like what
My
should
vacation was shit. Well, thanks for asking.
what should be happening is like a Michael Bay slow camera as he stands up in the rubble with an American flag floating in the background as the camera rotates around him looking up as he stands up, right? That's what should be happening on camera, not two dudes telling a bad fishing joke, which, by the way, there's not much trivia in this movie. They were not in the same room when they filmed that. They couldn't be in the same place because of scheduling conflicts. So that's why you don't ever see them together, right? So like as Morgan Freeman's walking away to the room, that's a different actor. And you can kind of tell because their reactions to each other are kind of awkward because they're not actually there. You know, he's talking to a stand-in. So anyway, it's fine. It's fine. He's Morgan Freeman. He was good.
Morgan Freeman.
I really liked him a lot better than Olympus Has Fallen. It was this great moment in Olympus Has Fallen when once they realize the vice president is dead and they bring him in and they're like, you know, they tell him all this stuff, and he goes, first things first, I want a pot of coffee. Second, like he took control. He was better. In this movie, he doesn't do much. You know, he's just
Morgan Freeman.
Well, literally, he has that line, and then like most of his dialogue is off air because we get the dialogue from like the phone, the camera, or the computer, right? And then there's like another bit where it's like on a phone or a camera or a computer or something like that. Like most of his dialogue is off camera. Maybe he couldn't be there for more than a day or two of shooting because
didn't they film a lot of this in England?
I don't know. Maybe I didn't look, but I mean, like his scenes could have been done in L.A. or wherever he lived.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like all he was in, like wherever that boardroom was, where they're all sitting around the table. He made a mistake. We must find it. Like that's all else he said. Anyway, whatever. Oh, and then he does the bit where I thought you would answer my phone call. That was a terrible impression. I apologize. This was funny and racist, but really funny.
This is Cameron. Who is this?
Hey, Cameron. My name's Mike Banning.
You are the one with the president.
Bingo. So why don't you boys pack up your shit and head back Kurdistan or wherever it is you're from?
Oh,
That makes me laugh. Again, I know it's super racist, but it's funny as hell.
Actually, if you close your eyes, you actually see Mike Bannon in a wife beater drinking a beer, sitting in a recliner.
Right.
America.
All right, and then this bit.
Is that really necessary?
No.
I just thought it was funny. I really did.
You know, I was kind of thinking that a little bit. I was like, okay, he's stabbing this guy to death, sort of.
Yeah.
It was awkward.
That's that's a prime example of their banter in the wrong situation. Maybe that one not so much, but
Yeah, that one I think worked. I have a clip of one later that doesn't work, and we'll get to that in a second. So the only reason why that scene is there is because they did it in Olympus Has Fallen, right? He had the two guys tied up, and he unties them, and then he stabs one in the head, and then he looks at the other guys like, look, you know, and then he slowly cuts on his legs or whatever, and then he gets all the information he needs from these guys. So like we had to have a torture scene because that's what Mike Banning does, right? He's the guy willing to break the law in order to save the president.
Breaking the law.
Do what he needs to do to get the job done.
Right.
Basically.
The ends justify the means. And so in this movie, for some reason, and again, in that moment, I kind of laughed. I know he's slowly stabbing a guy into his kidneys, in a very painful way, for no reason other than to just piss off Cameron. But
Cameron.
But it was. I still laughed. I shouldn't have. But I did. What?
I used to laugh a lot, but then Then somebody moved out of state, and the new people in the house locked the windows. So.
Well, actually, they probably were moving in this week. Anyway.
Hey, Sam, you taking a field trip?
I should I
yeah.
should send them a message like, you guys should change the locks on the doors. If you see a weird big-nosed man coming by, you need to call the police. That's all I'm going to say.
I'm a teddy bear. Come give me a hug.
Whatever you say, Buffalo Bill.
Just yeah.
It puts the lotion on its skin.
This was another, again, so Andrew, here's kind of another moment, right? So I don't know if it was supposed to be funny or not, but it kind of came across as an attempt at humor. But I think wrong place, wrong time.
This is not good, Mike. Stay in here. Stay down. And if anybody but me opens that door, you empty that into him.
What if you don't come back?
You're
See, I like that. I thought that was funny. I giggled.
Well, what bothered me more was the scene where he came out and he said,
"Oh, you mean? Hold on. You mean?
It's about time."
I was wondering when you were going to come out of the closet.
Yeah, that one.
That one.
Yeah.
Like,
Aren't we past that?
We just killed like 5 people and we almost died. So let's make a gay joke.
Yeah, yeah. No, you're right. It's bad. It's bad. But I mean,
you're right. It is that stuff that made like the movie worse for me.
Yeah.
Like that emptiness of it's not even funny anymore at this point in time.
Well, and that's the thing that, like, again, that's what I liked about Olympus Has Fallen. There was none of that garbage. There wasn't any of it. You know, like he didn't have his buddy cop to play witty banter off of, but he threatened the guy a couple of times and then he kicked ass. So there wasn't really an opportunity again to have that opportunity for the banter. But I don't know if this movie needs to be Lethal Weapon.
Need that.
Yeah, This isn't Lethal Weapon. It's supposed to be Die Hard. Now, some of you are saying, well, Die Hard 3 had Sam Jackson. Fine. And that movie did have some kind of banter back and forth, mostly racist banter, which was kind of funny in of its own right. But, like he says, you don't like me because I'm a racist. I don't like you because you're going to get me killed. That's kind of funny, right?
Well, comparing Olympus to London, there was also, wasn't there a time when they tried to storm the White House, or there was some other very, I don't know, dangerous things that they tried and just got mowed down, if I remember right? So it added to the stakes of, the only person that can help is this guy. I don't think they really, I don't think they did a really good job at showing how dangerous this group was.
Oh, of the bad guys, you mean?
Yeah. Certainly they mowed everybody down there in that first scene or two. But then after that, it seemed pretty darn easy to get wherever they needed to go.
Yeah, I don't know, I guess.
There was not a whole lot of setbacks, basically.
For the heroes?
Yeah.
No, you're right. There wasn't. I mean, and in fact, after the initial attack, it was basically just, like you said, it was just a video game. It was just basically getting them from point A to point B. Because the only quote-unquote setback they had is when they killed the Delta team and took their gear. And because, good thing MI6 has really nice HD exterior night vision camera so they can tell that the dude's not sweating. Then, So, no, you're right. It wasn't, there wasn't any of that stuff. Now, the one trope that they didn't do in this movie, which I guess I'm actually kind of glad for that they did do in Olympus Has Fallen, is that thing where the generals don't listen to the guy on the ground when the generals are like, we're going to send in helicopters onto the roof. He's like, that's a bad idea because they get a lot of heavy firepower. We don't care who you are. We're going to do our own thing. They didn't do that trope. So, that's the one that they didn't do in this movie. What? Oh, I already played that one. And then, of course, I had to play this.
London may have fallen, but it has always endured and will rise again.
There you go. London has fallen. And then they made the Batman movie where they rise again.
By the way, I thought about how cool it was that I've been to a lot of those places they showed in the movie.
Yeah?
I was like, yay, I've been there.
That's cool.
I marched down those streets. Actually, I didn't march. I followed the marchers down those streets.
Oops. Wrong button. I'm looking to see where they filmed. Sam, let's see. They filmed a lot in Bulgaria.
Yep.
And then some location stuff in England, of course.
Yep.
So, yeah, Bulgaria and then a little bit of England. Guess it was cheap.
Hey, by the way, we had a montage.
Yes, we did.
We did? We did.
Yeah.
I missed it.
Guns.
Guns.
Lots of guns.
Lots of guns. Where's your armory?
That wasn't a montage. Not that part. Where was the montage?
That was it.
Yeah.
I killed the other montage.
He just walked into the army and started loading guns, and he handed them to her, and she walked away. Like, they had dialogue.
But they're getting different guns and stuff. We've done that before with that scene.
Yeah. I allow it.
I've already played the clip, so whatever.
That's right.
I didn't see it as a montage.
I didn't either, but okay.
Okay.
I take a montage as usually like there's not dialogue. Like there's, and then like the camera cuts in and out like while they're doing stuff like, if they would have been building an escape plane or something and they needed, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Whatever. Who cares?
And now for some more bad news. Ready?
Well, I already told you one of the trivia pieces is that they weren't in the room together, and the other one I wrote was that Antoine Fuqua refused to direct the sequel because he didn't like the script.
Interesting.
And that's all I wrote. That's it. There wasn't much else that was worth writing or capturing. It just wasn't a whole lot of good trivia.
Yeah.
He said, you guys can just Fuqua off.
Yeah, I'm going to go make a better movie called Magnificent Seven. Maybe you've heard of it. Recasting. Well, this movie came out in 2016, so let's not do that game. Soundtrack great. I gave it a typical military drums heroic type music, basically a Hans Zimmer ripoff. So,
yep.
I don't know who did it, but it was fine.
Made by Zonhimmer.
Zonhimmer. It's his little known step cousin. I don't know what his step cousin is.
By the way, if you really want a montage, what about when he's planting bombs?
Planting bombs. Oh,
like the bad guys are planting bombs?
No, when he's
planting
he's
the bombs for the fireball explosion.
Did he? He only planted like 2 though, right?
But it showed he'd plant one and disappear and then plant one.
You're really looking hard for one. I just don't remember there being one. That's whatever.
I wanted my moment, damn it.
Trevor Morris is the guy that wrote it. He's done such fine things as he did the soundtrack for the new Iron Fist TV show for Netflix.
Interesting.
Apparently he did Vikings. Sam, you like that?
Yeah,
you like that movie?
That's
that show.
Yeah,
it is a good show. He did something else called a lot of TV stuff. He did. Looking for things we've heard of. Gotham, the TV movie. The Scorpion King 3. Okay.
Woo!
Yeah. He did the Pillars of the Earth TV series. That's a good TV series.
Yes.
Great book. It was kind of Game of Thrones before Game of Thrones without magic.
Yep. Eddie Redmayne was in that.
Mm-hmm. Very, very young.
Looking back, it's like, oh, well, then that makes sense.
Yep. The Hills I've Eyes too. So he's done some stuff, but not really anything great. Whatever, that's fine. He did all right. Just whatever. It was paint by numbers kind of a thing, Just have the trumpet, have the bass go da da dum 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 bum bum, and then have a lot of snare drum. There you go. We can do it. Corny can write up the next Gerard Butler movie. Have his band play it. It'd be great.
No.
What did we learn? Don't piss off Gerard Butler. That's the only thing I learned. There we go. That's it.
Or send them back in time and let them stay there.
That's right. Here we go. That little piece of music means it's time for our top three. So, what with the movie being kind of about the president and things, and what with the president election that just happened, 20 hours ago from the time I record this thing. So we decided to do movies with, I guess it's kind of not presidential movies, but movies with either fun or strong or great presidents, right? That's kind of how we viewed this. That's how I viewed it.
So presidential movies.
No, well, okay, fine, but like Dave is a presidential movie, but is Independence Day? That's not a presidential movie. It's a movie about aliens and Will Smith kicking ass, but it has a cool president in it because he has that great speech, and then he's a fighter jet pilot. So, I fly. I'm pilot. Man, I want to do that movie just so I can capture that and have it forever. Just so I can say it every time. Anytime someone says, "Oh, I was in my Honda Pilot," and I just play it on my phone. So, Andrew, and I got a feeling we're gonna have a couple of crossovers. I mean, there's literally only like 20 movies.
This is gonna be a quick one, I think.
I think there's gonna be. I'm gonna have one that I don't think anyone will have picked, but I guess it also depends if you guys use the same list from Google that I used to find my movies. Andrew.
Okay, I'm gonna go with number 3. Lincoln with Daniel Day-Lewis.
All right. Never seen it, but I want to.
Lincoln, he had a really good time in that movie. That Mr. Lincoln.
Supposedly that's what he sounded like.
I do have an honorable mention I skipped. I'm sorry, I forgot.
No.
American Dreams with Dennis Quaid as the president is it's pretty funny.
Now
that's my honorable mention. Sorry.
I bet I can guess which one of your 2 or 1. I can bet you I can guess. I would put money that I can guess which one of them.
Okay. Number 2 is going to be Independence Day with Bill Pullman.
Okay.
Yes.
And number 1, Air Force One with Harrison Ford.
Then I was wrong. I would have lost that money. How could you not? Okay. Well,
I thought.
Okay, never mind. We'll talk about it because there's one that I really, really thought you would have picked for a very obvious reason to you, Andrew. So anyway,
only to Andrew.
Only to Andrew.
Yeah.
Corny.
All right, so my 3 will be number 3 with Dave.
Mm-hmm.
All right. My number 2 will be Independence Day.
Sure.
And my number 1 will be Enemy of the State.
Who was the president and enemy of the state?
Bill Clinton. They had a little picture of him.
Oh.
Was it?
Wait, really?
Wait, is that the one I'm thinking about?
I don't know. I don't think they had the president in that ever.
I think the state was a bad thing, wasn't it?
Wasn't it Some of All Fears?
No, Some of All...
Like a little cameo of him?
No, Some of All Fears had James Cromwell as the actual president. The only one that had... That'll do, Pig.
The pig farmer guy.
Yeah. The one that had Bill Clinton was not Sahara. The other one we did. Yeah, Sahara.
It was Sahara. Okay.
At the beginning.
I really thought there was it might not have been Bill Clinton, but I actually thought there was like a little thing with... Okay, maybe I'm wrong.
I don't think so.
Either way, then Sahara. Then I'll...
because of the photo of Bill Clinton.
Screw you guys. I'm going...
I'm so tired.
Okay. Only because you're sick, I'll allow it. Sam.
You're damn right.
Yeah. I've got a honorable mention here, and I don't care what you have to say, Sean. I have to say Jed Bartlett, Martin Sheen in The West Wing, TV show. Yeah, I knew you wouldn't let me do that, but I'm going to do it anyway. My number 3 is Michael Douglas as President Andrew Shepard in The American President.
A little bit of trivia there. The daughter, right? The trombone playing daughter, Shauna Waldron. She played Icebox in the Little Giant movies.
Oh, yeah. You knew her.
I did met her.
Did you run into her?
He ran into her.
No, I didn't run into her. I actually knew her, though. I did know her. I was
knock her down.
In fact, at one point, I had in possession of her phone number, and then I lost it.
Ooh. My number 2 is Bill Pullman, President Thomas Whitmore in Independence Day.
Mm-hmm.
And my number 1 is the Get Off My Plane.
Yeah.
Harrison Ford as President James Marshall in Air Force One.
Great. All very, very fantastic. Though I'm surprised. So 3 of mine didn't make anyone else's list, which is interesting.
Wow.
So honorable mention.
This must really suck.
What? You said my 3 must really suck? So honorable mention, which is the one that I'm really surprised Andrew didn't do, was My Fellow Americans.
Oh yeah,
They filmed it in your hometown.
Yeah, I know.
Andrew and I watched this together in our apartment when we lived together, and Andrew did not know that this was filmed in his hometown, and goes, "Holy shit, that's my street, and I've eaten there, and that thing they just knocked down is still there." Like all these things, it was pretty funny. It was pretty great.
The reason I didn't mention that one is because it had this like 3 presidents in it, and I thought that was it disqualified me.
Well, that's fine. Yeah, you're right. There are like 3 in there, but it's still a good movie. It's basically like grumpy old men as presidents.
Yes.
And then my other honorable mention is I did Independence Day as my honorable mention. So my number 3 was the Robin Williams joint Man of the Year.
Okay, I don't think I've ever seen that one.
Oh, it's a comedy. It's great. Basically, it's kind of what happened last night, where some dude was like, he's like, imagine if John Stewart was decided to, as a joke, run for president, and then
I would vote the hell out of him.
Well, that's what happens in the movie is spoiler. Jeff Goldblum is the owner of this company that makes the voting machines that the entire United States uses, because that's how it works, right? And there's a woman that works there, finds out that there's a glitch in the machines, and that if you have a name with double letters, then it just goes by alphabetical. And so because of the character's name, Robin Williams ends up winning the presidency, and then they find out that that's not real, and then they actually give it to the guy who should have won it, and whatever. It's a funny movie.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
It's a comedy. What were you saying, Corny?
I need to make an addendum. I could go with, oh, damn it. Damn the drugs. I forgot my person to replace Sarah. Never mind. Continue on.
Ooh.
It was going to be a good one. We hadn't said it yet.
Did Chad just sign in? What was that noise?
What? From the grave? From beyond the grave?
It was weird. I started hearing like that little noise that Chad used to make, that good noise. Weird. Anyway. My number 2, Abraham Lincoln.
Maybe he's haunting you. Maybe he's followed you to South Carolina.
No, he did not. My number 2, Abraham Lincoln, Vampire Hunter. No greater president.
Oh, I didn't think of that one.
Than the president that killed the vampires.
Oh, nice. I love that movie.
It's such a good movie, and my number 1
so fun.
Is Air Force One.
It's like this movie. You turn your brain off and have a little fun with it.
Oh, it's so good. The book is actually really good, too. Believe it or not. Yeah. The book is good. That's it. Okay. That was fun.
That's all we got.
That was fun. There was actually a lot less crossover than I thought there was going to be. Emails. What? No. We actually have one. So a few, about an emailer named Samantha emailed and said, "Hey, I want you to do Curse of Sleeping Beauty." Well, because we'll do anything people tell us to do, and to make sure that we have listeners, we did it last week, and it was, if you want to know what we think about it, go listen to that episode. In fact, it was funny. Well, it doesn't matter. Anyway, so she has emailed us back. It's kind of long, so just hang in, okay? The email, yes. Hey, guys. Sorry. Thanks so much for checking out my request for The Curse of Sleeping Beauty. I loved hearing your take on it. I haven't laughed that hard in a while. Personally, that film will go down as the second worst film I have ever seen, second only to The Mangler from '95. What originally drew me to this film was the outstanding costume on the movie poster. Then when I saw the terrible ratings on Netflix, I just had to watch it. I sent my request for you guys to check it out, and so that I wouldn't go down in history as the only person who watched it from beginning to end. But seriously, this is one of those terrible films you just have to talk to someone about to discuss in detail just how bad it really is, and no one I knew would watch it. Sam. Sam, your review was spot on. The cinematography was fantastic, but it fell flat compared to the horrible acting and terrible script. I am so glad I am not the only one who felt super awkward about the leading actress being over-sexualized when she looked 13. Thanks for clearing that up. Sean, she kind of reminded me of an evil version of the princess in The Never-Ending Story. The mannequins were pretty scary and definitely had the jump factor, but it also made me second guess my love for 1987 film The Mannequin. The end of the movie wasn't a surprise because I kind of expected something like that. However, I didn't expect it to be left open for a sequel because who the hell would watch it? Well, I probably would now. Anyway, thanks again for the good laugh. Not sure if you guys are keeping a running tally or not, but you can put me down as a dedicated listener.
we have
two. Yeah, we have
two.
Well, we now have 2 confirmed female listeners. So,
thank you for listening.
I can also say this with confidence: we have 2 international who are listeners, who are steady listeners. We have 2 listeners in Canada, and we have 2 listeners in England who download the show every week. So, to our international friends, I say thank you so much. You guys are awesome. Email.
We also want to know what your immigration policies are.
A friend of mine on Facebook did say now is the time to buy stock in Air Canada. That's it. That's our show. Out of 10. Time for our out of 10. Out of 10. Where we grade the movie on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being rubber and 10 being actually I guess on our scale
Jurassic
it would be
Park. Yeah.
Well, no, on our scale it'd be Wolf of Wall Street, but
nope, not anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, is it updated? So did it
is
change?
Updated to
Jurassic Park is number 1. Wow, did you fudge the math just to make it be number 1?
No, I did not. It's the math from the spreadsheet.
Oh, that's great. Well, fantastic. Jurassic, yeah. So 1 would be Jurassic Park. I'm actually very, very okay with that. As much as I gave you grief about it because of your weird.
Oh yeah.
There you go. Out of 10, Andrew.
All right. Well, like I said, I did enjoy it for what it was. It had its issues that we've discussed. I did appreciate the homage to Schwarzenegger. Get to the chopper.
He did say that, and he also said, "I'll be back."
Yeah. So I'm going to give it like a 6. Let's go solid 6.
Okay.
Right on the nose.
All right. Okay. Corny.
Oh, I was just coughing. I'm going to give it like a 5.8 out of 10.
You're right in line
just
with
kind of
IMDb.
flat, but could have been better.
Yeah.
Maybe a second watching might change it, but that's what I'm going for right now.
I don't know, because my second watching, I liked it less. So.
Oh.
Sam?
I'm going to give this one. I'm going to agree with Andrew and give it a good old plain fashioned 6 shots to the face out of 10.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm actually.
It was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. So, the why, right? We keep getting asked the why. The why is, it was fun. It was an escape of reality for a little while. There are things that I would much rather be watching, including the first movie. It didn't quite hold up as well as I'd hoped or wanted, but it was fine. It made money. Gerard Butler has made way worse movies. Go watch Gamer. You'll see what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So with all that being said, I'm actually surprised I'm going to be the one that doesn't do this, but I'm only going to give it I'm just going to give it a 5.1 surround sound. No, 5.1 Stinger missiles to the helicopter. So
Stinger missile.
So there you go. That's our show. Thank you for listening.
Yes.
That's going to do it. Next week, we are watching who are we watching? Not who, what? We are watching...
Your boy, Star Trek guy.
Yeah. The Finest Hour. Chris Pine in The Finest Hour. It's something about a boat. I don't know anything about it other than there's a boat, and Chris Pine, Captain Kirk, has to go save them.
I believe it's sinking in a storm.
Yeah, and they got like broken half or something. I can't remember.
Yeah.
He has to use his inflatable girl lips to float out to the sea to save them.
Chris Pine is a wonderful person.
Like Titanic.
Yeah, exactly like Titanic.
I'll never let go. Wait, I'm floating.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah, thanks. Anyway. That's gonna do it for us. So yeah, the finest. Is it the finest hour? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Well, it does matter.
I'm not sure. Is it on? Well,
Fine.
yeah.
It's
I think it's just finest hour because the finest hour.
No, it is the. It is the.
It's behind the curtain.
It's the finest hours. In fact, if you go to the IMDb page, it actually pulls up the trailer. It just started playing. I'm glad the sound didn't come on because it would have scared the hell out of me because there's like lightning and stuff happening. Yeah, Chris Pine,
Especially
Casey
with Chad
Affleck.
haunting you down there.
All right.
Yeah.
Chris Pine, Casey Affleck, Ben Foster, and Eric Bana. So there you go.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. Okay.
That's this. So there you go. That's what we're doing. Looking forward to that. So another pretty new movie. So thank you, Netflix, for putting on some actually pretty recent movies. That's great. That's gonna do it for us. So again, oh crap, not that. Crap. Sorry, that startled me because usually when I hit this button, it's nice and soft. That's going to do it. So thanks for listening. Leave us a review on iTunes, Stitcher, Google, wherever you can find podcasts. Leave us a review. Go to our website, cheapseatreviews.com. As Sam dutifully mentioned, it has been updated, and it looks very cool. If you guys have any recommendations for Christmas, for movies for Christmas, we are definitely up for that. We have our schedule for our list, our movies, but that is very, very flexible and not set in stone, except our movie for Thanksgiving. I'm pretty sure Andrew would quit the show if we don't do it, so we're going to do his movie.
Bone Tomahawk.
That's right, Bone Tomahawk.
I thought we were going to do The Great Turkey, Charlie Brown.
No, we are not doing Thanksgiving either. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/. There's a scene where literally a puppet hand turkey says, gobble, gobble,
We should
mother
see
effer.
Poultrygeist 2.
No.
Oh,
is that a thing? Is that really a thing?
No, it's not a thing.
Oh, God. Thank you. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Cheapseat Reviews. Follow us on Twitter @CheapSeatCast. You, of course, may send your emails to cheapseatreviews@gmail.com. We will love to read them on air. And again, we will do anything you ask us to because that's who we are.
Kind of like prostitutes that way.
We kind of are. I mean, we kind of are. In theory, in order to get, like Alan and Mike learned, if you want to get on the show, you just got to pay $25, which is still going on at GoFundMe.com/CheapSeatReviews. So on behalf of Andrew Corney, who's sick, get better, buddy. Sam, this is Sean. Thank you for listening and good night.
You know, Interstellar is streaming on Amazon.
Good, then we can waste 3 hours and I can complain for an hour and a half.
Yeah.